Hi everyone, today we are going to see some of the important PYQs of statistics under UGCNET 2025. Firstly, we will go for the first question. The range of partial regression coefficient is. Here they are asking about the regression coefficient range. The coefficient range will be from minus e to plus e. So the answer is option D. In case of correlation, the range of correlation coefficient is from -1 to plus 1. Next, second question. A coefficient of any independent variable in a multiple linear regression equation is known as. They are asking about a coefficient of an independent variable in any multiple linear regression. Then it is also known as partial regression coefficient. Third question, the mean of sample is. Among four questions, option D, computed by summing all the data values and dividing by the sum of the number of items. They are asking mean. Mean is equal to sum of all the observations and their frequency. Fourth question, sum of the percent frequencies for all classes will always equal to. The answer is 100. They are asking the sum of all the frequency percents of all the classes. If we include all the classes, then it is including all the frequencies, so the answer will be 100. A numerical value used as a summary measure for a sample using a sample mean is known as. Here they are asking about numerical value used for measuring for a sample such as mean. Here the answer will be sample statistics. Next question, which is the first stage in statistics? The answer is identifying the group of a sample to study. In any statistical experiment, the first thing we have to do is we are identifying the problems. Firstly, we are going to identify the problem. Later on, we are going to collect data. Then we will analyze the data. Later on, we will summarize and give inference. So the answer is identifying the group of samples to be studied. Next question, significance test is based on which of the following principle? In case of significance test, we are using hypotheses like null hypothesis and alternate hypothesis. If null hypothesis are rejected, then we will say there is a significant effect of other variables on this experiment. So we are going to falsify the statement of hypothesis. So according to this question, significance testing is based on which of the following principle? So the principle is falsification. Next question, which of these measure can be used to present an average for the data? They are asking about the average or a central tendency. Among these options, the correct answer is mean. Fourth option, mean, median and mode. Because in normal distribution we can see the bell-shaped curve where the central value will be mean is equal to median is equal to mode. Next question, what is the probability? The answer is the likelihood that something occurs due to chance. Probability is a trial of determining the chance of an event. We will represent whether if we toss a coin, there will be a probability of getting head is 1 by 2. So as like that, we are saying it is a likelihood that something occurs due to the chance. Then next question: what is the conventional level of significance typically adopted in forestry? The level of significance which is adopted in forestry will be p-value. Test of significance value will be less than 0.05. If your result says that the p-value is less than 0.001, what can you conclude? See, we say a test of significance p-value will determines if we are taking any test of hypothesis, there will be null hypothesis and alternate hypothesis. If the p-value is less than 0.001, then it will say about the null hypothesis. If it is more than 0.001, then we will say that alternate hypothesis correct. From among these options, the answer is there will be no significant result. This would have only arose 1 by 1000 through the chance. This means that there is no significant change. Null hypothesis true. Then 14th question: accepting a false null hypothesis is an example of dash. There will be in null hypothesis, if we have two chance of falsification, but we are saying that null hypothesis is we are accepting like null hypothesis is false, then there is a chance of making type 2 error. Then next question: what name is given to a data which is made up of frequencies? If there is any frequencies, if a data is made up of frequency, then we will say those data is as categorical data. Categorical data are those data which cannot be counted. If they are given like they are giving if there are male and female, they are giving number of male as 20 and female as some example 21. We are making the frequency like 20 and 21, so they are known as categorical data. What is a number given to a data which can be ranked? In a given set of data, if there is a ranking is done, then we are using ordinal scale of data. What name is given to a data which is a continuous scale with the neutral 0? If there is a 0 is present, then the ratio data is being used. There are there are 4 division of scales. Firstly, it gives about only the naming. Then ordinal data, that it will gives only the order like rank. Then there is interval data. There will be no center 0 value, neutral 0 value will be there. It is mainly used in determining like these are used in thermometers or any other interval scales. Then lastly, the ratio. In ratio, we are having different it can be used for weighing or etc., because it has a center value 0, true center value 0. Next question: which of the following would produce related data? Among these, fourth option is correct. Testing the same participants on 2 different occasions. If we check the single group for more than 1 or 2 trial 1 and trial 2, we are getting more related data. If we are testing two different groups, then it will not be that much related comparing to we are testing a single group. Next, what statistical test would be used with ordinal data obtained from one sample? While calculating ordinary data, this Spearman's formula is only given for an ordinal set of data. What statistical test would be used with the interval or ratio data with multiple dependent variable? If there is a term called multiple dependent variable, there will be option first, multiple ANOVA. ANOVA is analysis of variance. If there is multiple dependent variables, we use multiple ANOVA. ANOVA is only for single dependent variable. Multiple ANOVA is for more than two dependent variables. Next question, the measure of location which is the most likely to influence by extreme value in the data set is the measure of location. We says about the central tendency. Among this, mainly it will influence the mean. Next question, the mean of the sample. Among this, the option says it always smaller than the mean of the population from which the sample has been taken. Option B says can never be 0, and option C says can never be negative. Among these three options, three are also wrong, because in any sample, the mean taken from any bigger population, it may be less than or equal to or greater than the population mean, and we cannot say that it will be 0. It may be 0 and it may be also be negative. Next question, the most important statistical descriptive measure of location of a data set is the among these, the most important statistical descriptive measure of location. Here the most important use is mean, arithmetic mean. Option B. 24th question, if two groups of numbers have the same mean, then what does it implies? Among these options, none of them above are correct, because if we have mean of two data is same, we can't say that the standard deviation of these two data set may be same, or the median and the mode also same, because these two data set may having different variables and different value, so we can't say that these two if we have two groups, then it will be equal. Next question, when the smallest and the largest percentage of items are removed from a data set and the mean is computed, the mean of the remaining data is, then this is known as we are calculating the mean, then it is known as trimmed mean. Option C, since the population always larger than the sample, the value of the sample mean, as I told earlier, the mean could be larger or equal to or smaller than the true value of the population. So the answer is D. Which of the following provides a measure of central location from the data? Among these, as we seen earlier, the mean will provide the measure of central location. Thank you.